Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel GMB Today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. ITV star Paul Sinha was brutally honest about his future in a new admission. The Chase's Paul Sinha made a sobering confession about his future prospects during what was otherwise a hilarious performance at this year's Ealing Comedy Festival. Speaking from the stage this week, the ITV favorite opened up about his progressive, degenerative neurological condition, Parkinson's disease, describing it as a tough diagnosis to come to terms with. The devastating news had arrived just months after he'd walked down the aisle with husband Oliver Levy in 2019, whom he'd encountered through the quiz circuit, creating a year of mixed emotions. He recounted how he'd subsequently experienced a crushing, tightening episode of chest pain whilst chatting with celebrity Big Brother alumnus and reggae sauce inventor Levi Roots, after playfully addressing him by his birth name, Keith Valentine Graham. Paul quipped, "I thought, either I'm having a heart attack or I've fallen prey to a mysterious Rastafarian death threat," reports The Express. The comedian did indeed suffer 2 cardiac episodes within just 7 days during last year's Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Meanwhile, he painted a stark picture of how his Parkinson's might affect him in future decades. "I'm well aware that in 15 to 20 years' time, I might be completely immobile and totally expressionless," he revealed. Nevertheless, he deployed his signature wit to inject levity into an otherwise somber moment, adding, "But hey, I'm still Australia's #1 breakdancer. Sometimes these things are sent to try us." Parkinson's disease, a neurological condition, often starts with mild symptoms like tremors and balance issues. Yet, as it advances, individuals may grapple with mobility, speech, and swallowing difficulties, sometimes leading to reliance on a wheelchair. There's no known cure for Parkinson's, and while some experience rapid symptom progression, others manage years without significant impact on their daily lives. Comedian and quiz show favorite Paul has vowed to continue entertaining and challenging audiences as long as his health permits, promising to tackle life's hurdles with optimism. In a lighthearted moment, the Chase celebrity couldn't resist playfully mocking the unemployed viewers, eliciting hearty laughter from the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you on a journey today. A journey of courage, resilience, and the unshakable spirit of one of Britain's most beloved quizmasters. Paul Sinha, the Sinnerman from The Chase, has always been a familiar face on our screens, sharp-witted, fiercely intelligent, and armed with that dry humor that can slice through even the toughest question. But recently, Paul has shared an emotional health update that has left fans both heartbroken and inspired in equal measure. And I promise you, by the end of this story, you'll see him not just a chaser, but as a man who embodies bravery in its truest form. Now, let's pause for a moment. When we think of Paul Sinha, we often think of quick-fire answers, cheeky banter with Bradley Walsh, and a man who seems utterly untouchable in the world of quizzing. Yet behind the lights of the studio and the applause of millions lies a reality far more raw. Paul was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2019, a life-changing condition that has no cure. Many would have retreated, quietly stepping back from public life. But Paul, he chose to step forward, openly sharing his journey, refusing to hide, and reminding us all that illness does not define identity. And here's where the story deepens. In his most recent update, Paul admitted the challenges are growing harder. The tremors, the fatigue, the unpredictability of his condition. Yet instead of surrender, he speaks of gratitude. Gratitude for the love of his husband, for the unwavering support of friends, and for the chance to keep doing what he loves, quizzing, performing comedy, and connecting with people like you and me. Imagine that, finding light in the darkest of places. Doesn't it make us all rethink how we handle our own daily struggles? But here's something you might not expect. Despite the battle he's fighting, Paul still insists on touring with his comedy shows, still faces the heat of competition on The Chase, and still manages to raise awareness with remarkable honesty. Each time he steps onto that stage or sits behind the chaser's desk, he's not just answering questions, he's proving to the world that resilience can shine brighter than any illness. And isn't that the kind of role model we need in times like these? So, as we reflect on Paul's emotional words, there's a powerful lesson here. Life will always throw challenges our way. Sometimes it's illness, sometimes it's loss, sometimes it's uncertainty. But Paul reminds us that dignity, humor, and courage are choices we can still make every single day. And yet, there's still one question that lingers. How long can Paul continue in the face of such adversity? Will his health one day force him to step back from the chase, a role that millions cannot imagine without him? That remains a mystery. But until that moment comes, Paul Sinha continues to inspire us, not by being perfect, but by being real. So, let me leave you with this thought. Perhaps true strength isn't found in winning every battle. Perhaps it's found in showing up, day after day, with honesty, laughter, and love. And in that sense, Paul Sinha is not just a chaser. He is a champion of life itself.